Everyone, as it is time for game number 2. Very excited about this one, of course. We want to give a big shout out to Astro Gaming, who's been a huge supporter and honestly has been, the go-to headset for Halo players everywhere. So big thank you to Astro Gaming for, of course, supporting what we're doing here. And it's going to be some exciting times for them ahead. This beautiful A50 wireless, Master Chief, headset definitely is something to be admired here. So big thank you to them once again.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to announce a multi-year partnership with Astro Gaming earlier this year. As you alluded to, Astro and competitive Halo have been hand in hand really since the inception of Astro products, right? I mean, with competitive Halo players embracing, the headset almost immediately, and that hasn't changed to this day. And now that we finally have a formal partnership, it's pretty awesome to have them supporting the launch invitational here today. Yeah,
that's right. So, of course, a big thank you to them once again. You can follow them on Twitter, I believe, at Astro Gaming, and they're very, very social on there. So make sure to give them some love. But yeah, now let's talk about this matchup because you have SDK coming up big in that matchup, which is absolute pandemonium in that Warlord Warlord CTF game.
As we kind of talked about during the match, it was almost impossible to keep up with on our own just because we had flags being pulled every second, and almost as fast as they were being pulled, they were being reset, and you had VWS ready to pull a flag immediately, right? Almost double capping in the first few seconds of OT right there with amazing legit play, which is something you really can do on Warlord flag, and we haven't seen that just yet. It's worth noting that if you do overextend yourself as a team and try to stop a flag cap, the enemy team can already be setting up on your flag and ready to run another flag, right? So you could see teams actually running flags back to back to back if they have the timing and the setup right. So we'll look for that later in the tournament, but of course that's going to become rarer and rarer as the tournament goes on and the level of competition increases.
Yep, that's right. Of course, SDK and VWS looking to put on quite the show on Team Slayer Lockdown. We're hoping to get this one started in just a little bit. I want to kind of touch base on this again. You had mentioned Snakebite and World 2. There you can see those two gentlemen at the far end there in their booth. Of course, being coached by NASA himself, Diesel, who's one of the best coaches in the game. I have to say, they definitely came out and really just showed why they were quality pickups for SDK.
Oh yeah,
and great compliments for Ogre 2 and Heinz.
Yeah, for anyone who's wondering, the selection there with Heinz and Ogre 2 teaming with newer players, right? Heinz making a name for himself and towards the end of Halo 2 and especially into Halo 3. Ogre 2, of course, a legendary Halo player who's been on top since day one with Halo Combat Evolved. But Snakebite and Royal 2, comparatively, right, much newer players to the scene. So players might have, any fans who might have questioned that, I think might be understanding now why that was done. Snakebite, not a player who's well known for his Halo 2 skill, but I think he's proved us all wrong here. Showing that discipline he did on that match, not something you'd see from an amateur player, right? That's a veteran move to be able to know exactly what to do, and not just playing Halo well, but playing exactly as you need to, depending on the map and the spawns that exist on the map. So great play all around from those two. I'm expecting to see them continue that momentum through the tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be very awesome to see how SDK can keep this run going. But on the other side, VWS, they know that they have, one, their back's against the wall, because if they lose this one, they're going to be sent to the loser's bracket. But, I think, again, I kind of want to just, talk about Naded here, right? He's the guy that needs to go off for this team. Of course, you can't forget about Legit. I mean, the Naded Legit combo, definitely, one of the better ones and ones I definitely love watching. What do you feel will it be for VWS here? Like, what's going to be this X factor? Where do you see each player kind of fitting in their role?
Yeah, Legit and Naded really need to be the vocal captains of this team. I think Goofy and Miquin, two players who are able to really break into enemy bases, break setups, play strategically. But what I need to see is the intensity from Naded and Legit, right? They're veteran players, as we said, a lot of success in Halo 2 and beyond, and I want to see them take charge of this team and help them rally back in this Game 2 on TS Lockdown. Now, Slayers, of course, can certainly go either way, but we've seen Goofy in the past as a player who can really make some noise, back with his Darkest Hour squad in Halo 3, and he can certainly go off with the sniper, as well as so can Naded and Miquin if necessary. So I think what we really need to see is consistent play from them all around, but I also want to see a little bit better teamwork from them.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good for VWS to know that they have 3 guys who can pick up the snipe
Yeah.
and, do work with it, right? That's going to be very, very important because oftentimes you see that emphasis on, like, this one guy should probably be going after it, right? But they have a very versatile squad, and I like that quite a bit. So I guess moving into Lockdown Team Slayer, I mean, knowing what we know about these 2 teams, who do you think has the upper hand here?
I think with Lockdown Slayer, I'm expecting to see STK still have the upper hand. I think they have the momentum from that first match, and they also have I think a little bit more composure. What we saw during that match, especially I can't talk about it enough. The teamwork that we saw towards the end of that match. When you're in a sudden death CTF match, right? These are best of 3 series. Every single game is a big deal. When you're in a sudden death scenario like that, and you're able to play with that composure and that team composition strategically, what I mean by that is actually where you are on the map. When you're able to hold that down against the team, who's fighting back with everything they've got, I think that's going to go a long way in Lockdown Team Slayer. Yep,
that's right. Just want to give you guys an update in the losers bracket. Optic Gaming is presently 1-0 up on Purple Rain. So, of course, we'll continue to keep track of that stuff as things go along. These 2 teams, one of them's going to go to losers bracket, and it's going to be tough because Optic Gaming, they're out for blood. They want to make sure that they're settling their scores and they're moving on, right?
Yeah. We've definitely got some good matches coming up in the losers bracket, and I think not only do you want to win this match if you are VWS and STK to advance in the winners bracket, but you do not want to find Optic Gaming in the losers bracket, right? Typically, dropping to the losers bracket will give you a certain road, but actually dropping to the losers bracket in this tournament now, needing to play against Optic Gaming would be quite a challenge if you had to play against them in losers bracket round 2.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So we're waiting for these guys to get in here, get ready to go, and get this Lockdown Team Slayer game going. Now, if need be, if VWS is able to win, they will play King of the Hill on Warlord. Right. So that's going to be another good one there to see. And you had mentioned before the discipline that STK has. That's certainly going to come into play there. We saw that with the Agency in their matchup against Optic Gaming. And, of course, STK definitely matching up really well here. If you think about that Agency-STK matchup that could potentially happen, they match up rather well against one another. So that could be a close game. But VWS, and I'm not trying to sell them short by any means whatsoever or straight rip into TCM, but when you think about, like, the possible situations here, it's like, man, like, there's a lot of teams that complement each other really well, which could lead to some, I would say some coin flips.
Yep. I would certainly agree. And talking about the skills that the STK roster possess, learning what we did from the Ninja interview, right? Ninja saying you don't really want to go straight into the hill each time on King of the Hill Warlord. What you want to be able to do is instead go ahead and sit back on the bases, right, and pick the enemy off as they try to go to the hill and then set up. So I think while it might be contradictory and against what you'd expect, you can actually jump, you need to move towards the outside of the map in order to control the center, which is something that might not be immediately, apparent to players, but controlling the map first, then getting control of the hill will be king in it. And like we said, it's going to be the more disciplined team which is able to pull it off.
Yep, that's right. So apologies again, guys, for the delay here, as we're hoping to get these players started and ready to go any second now. I think I think a lot of people have just been eagerly anticipating watching, more Halo, and it's certainly been quite the show so far. We've had 2 great matches, and also, game number 1, if that's any indication, this tournament's just going to keep getting better and better and better as we move along through the bracket. Definitely some good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was really amazing stuff, and what I think we've also learned is that Warlord flag does not disappoint in terms of intensity. Both games, in the earlier match, matches 1 and matches 3 going to overtime. So we'll see if that happens once again right up to that 15-minute mark, which is, of course, really exciting. And it's interesting, too, because Warlord flag, a game type that, is a 5-flag CTF game type. However, when you have teams of this skill level going up against each other, rarely do you actually hit that 5-flag mark.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We saw, believe the hype do that to Purple Rain. But I would not be surprised if we actually, just continue to see, especially in this TCM straight ribbon matchup, we just continue to see close games here. So it's going to be fun. But guys, we're dwindling down here in the evening time as we're here at the ESO studio in Burbank, California. It's been quite the fun time so far. Like we mentioned before, a lot of cool stuff here. You got the giant warthog in the back, which is always a wonderful thing to see. And, I think you had mentioned before, this is kind of like the kickoff to Halo Fest, which is one in itself a great event, but there's just 3 days of awesome Halo until the Master Chief Collection releases on November 11th. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time to play some games again. Make sure you guys are tweeting, about the event and telling your friends about it. Make sure you tweet at Halo and at ESL to get social and, of course, introduce people to competitive Halo, because it is definitely one of a kind and in every single way. So.
Yeah, taking a look at some of the predictions that we saw during the break, we saw a lot of predictions coming in on Twitter, and a lot of people are now, I see a lot of people choosing the agency, but still a few Optic Gaming fans pulling for their route through the losers bracket. But with these two teams here, VWS and STK, I think some people might be overlooking these two squads. I think I wouldn't be surprised if one of these two were in the finals.
Yeah, for sure. It would be. I think that, and again, just kind of like to echo the sentiments of the community, a lot of people were saying that STK and Optic Gaming were going to be the ones that, that can meet there. And, of course, if STK ends up losing the series, then that definitely will not happen, which I would not be surprised, you know what I mean? Like, if that were to be the case, just because of how crazy this whole tournament has been. But I think STK has the confidence going into this. VWS, though, I'm very confident that, for them personally, I'm very confident that they know what's at stake here. They know that they have all the capability to be able to come back into this Lockdown Team Slayer game. This opening is going to be so important, and actually we're going to kick it off with Naded. He's going to be that player to watch.
And I'm really curious to see what kind of start VWS has here, right? We know they can rally back. We know they're a good team. But off the break, how are they going to judge this, right? They don't want to go down to an early deficit, but of course they do want to ensure that they have map control. So that risk-reward scenario is going to be really interesting in the first few seconds of the match.
Yep, that's right. So the map is being loaded presently. We're about to get into this one, guys. Lockdown Team Slayer, VWS facing off against STK. And we are going to be kicking things off with none other than Naded. Let's go ahead and hop into the action here as things are going to be kicking off. Let's make this one happen.
All right, now jumping on board with Naded once again. This is Game 2 and winners bracket round 1. VWS versus STK. STK currently with the lead 1-0 right now. Thank you so much for joining us at twitch.tv/Halo. This is the 50K Halo Master Chief Collection launch invitational. Royal 2 lighting up with the sniper as he hits a double kill across the map. If you want to switch over to Royal 2, who's putting on a show, we'll go ahead and show you a little bit of that. Now tied 3-3. We'll see if he can challenge this player right now. As we were saying, Royal 2 can be pretty deadly with the sniper. Hits the body shot, tosses a sniper off the map. That's not a terrible decision. That'll make sure that the enemy does not grab it.
Yep, that's right. And looking here to see what's up with Snakebite. Now finding a player, BR2 actually is going to have no shield, just trying to stay alive, and he will get picked off. And that's going to be Naded, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Naded now in position. They have a 1-kill lead now, pushing on Library. And like we said, this is now a very aggressive push here off the bat from both teams. Now Mikman with the sword, going to try to stay alive in the Library. But before the match, we were wondering how this was going to play out, if teams are going to watch each other. Tries to hit the jump to the bottom and does not hit it. Looks like he wasn't sure if he wanted to go to the second level right there or to the first level. Unfortunately, gets that suicide right there, and that's going to give him a little bit of time off the map. That's unfortunate. Now we're going to stay on board with him, though. They're down by 3 kills. We'll see if he can get his team back in gear and get back into this game. Yeah, look at this, boosting up. Nice play there, right there, but it might not pay off as they're trying to get up, and he decides it might be better if he drops back down, as that sword did not look too friendly. But I love that first try right there, boosting up to BR2. That's a classic play, using another player to make sure you get on the map. Nice job. They're going to trade there with Ogre 2. That's well done. Now if we want to go back on board with Royal 2, now 15-8. The game is quickly slipping away from VWS now with sniper rifle control in the hands of STK. Yep. They've also got a 7-kill lead, nearly double that of their opponent.
Yeah, Royal 2 just going to try and hold this one down. Pressure's going to be coming up from bottom S1 here. Teammate's going to be there for the, at the very least for the stop. And wait a minute, no pressure coming up, and he's going to get that shot melee. That was going to be legit. He pays dearly for that one, 16-9.
Yeah, right now watching to see if someone dropped down. They do not now with a healthy lead. This is what I was saying. VWS does not want to let this happen. They're trapped at the BR tower. Royal 2 hitting the shots he needs to push VWS back, and earlier hitting those snipe shots to actually increase his team's score. So nice stuff from them as they now have sniper rifle tower set up with the sniper in hand and a 7-kill lead. If you're STK, you do not want to let this slip away. They just need to play smart for the rest of the match. Hits the shot on Mikwa. Nice job. They're going to go for 2. Forced to back down. Decides to reload. A nice job. They certainly have enough lead here where he can get away with that and just control this tower.
Yep. He has 5 bullets left in that sniper rifle, which if they're all headshots, you guess it. Math is easy. He could go for 5 kills on that. But the one thing you got to keep in mind is that D-scope, right? I mean, every time he's going to poke his head out, he's going to come right back out of that scope. scope, and that is a good balancing mechanic there. It's definitely something you will see players have to compensate for.
Oh my goodness, he gets right there. A nice job to hit that no scope though. If we want to show Snakebite, who just dropped the sword, he's going to leave that for a teammate, but the sniper rifle now in his hands. His team's still up by 8. It looks like someone behind him will grab that sword, so they will maintain control of both of those weapons. Now sitting on the Gandhi ledge that I was referencing earlier right there, you can actually sit on that doorway. It lets your head peek out just a little bit, and it's very hard for the enemy team to spot you.
Yep, that's right. Snakebite trying to go for that shot, but he couldn't get a clean one because he just kept getting descoped every time he got shot upon. And Snakebite looking to get on the ledge again. He's trying to go for the quick one, but not going to be the case here, as no one from STK has been able to push up, but it seems as if as if we have some movement here from VWS.
That's right now, Mikwen and Nated debating. They're under glass. That means they're nearly behind enemy lines. They're debating how they're going to push into the map right here. Taking nades from blue as well. They are weak. We'll see a third one coming in. Ogre 2 pushing in, but it looks like nice teamwork here. Amazing job there from VWS to stay in this match, using some great teamwork there to lock that area down, see if they can push it now through glass, but unfortunately, Nated actually surprisingly pushing back. So challenging there a player on the elbow. That's not going to do it for them. 2 of his players died. You got to wonder why Nated didn't push there under glass with his teammates. They are both taken out, and now once again, they're down by 9 kills.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he felt that he could provide them better cover from, the BR ramp and just looking over toward that mid bridge, maybe, seeing if he can cause some problems there. But his 2 teammates getting picked off right away was definitely something that was unfortunate.
Yeah, he might have just wanted to divide right there, kind of their portfolio of map control, and instead sit back while the enemy team pushes together and kind of put confidence in that push. But unfortunately, it looks like it does not pay off for them, as those 2 teammates do get taken down. Now 26-14. Once again, STK with really complete map control. Nated once again going to try to push under glass. Find Snakebite. He's not in a position to push though right there, because let's see if he can try to stay alive. Going to try to pick Snakebite off. Yeah, he needs to stay alive there. But of course, right now STK with excellent map control. They have the sniper rifle tower set up, and you got to wonder, Golden Boy, if that's going to be a trend through the rest of the tournament in Halo 2 Anniversary. In Halo 2 Classic, we saw the BR tower was king. However, so far teams are looking to opt so far for that control of the sniper rifle tower.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, for whatever reason, it seems like that's just the preferred, approach for all these guys, of course. And Nated actually with that shotgun, he's able to pick off one. That's going to be Ogre 2, as Ogre 2 is hanging out at the top of the lift there. And Royal 2, as a matter of fact, as we jump back with STK, does have control of the snipe. He's going to get a body shot, though. And try to get another headshot, but that turned out to be a body indeed. And Snakebite with that sword, too. He's going to get a cut, having to run away, half shields, as he manages to get out of dodge there. But still, they lost a little bit of the control, because Mikwen has...
Oh, man, Mikwen with the AR
2 bodies
right
there, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, nice job there. Mikwen with the AR, keeping his team in this match. But Golden Boy, I tell you, I got to look at the scoreboard now, 30-19. They're down by 11 with just over 9 minutes left in the match. Certainly possible for them to come back, the VWS side. But STK right now poised to advance through this winner's bracket right now, as they're playing very well on Lockdown TS. And I think playing faster than we expected them to play. As I was mentioning earlier, VWS, a roster that can play this game very quickly. However, I love what I'm seeing from STK so far.
Yeah, Snakebite tried to stay alive there and take advantage of that sword, but that was not going to be the case. Let's see, 31-25 right now, as we're going to jump over to Legit, who has the sniper rifle. Let's see what he's going to do with it.
And I got to say, they were just down. It was 30-17. It was around 30-17. Now it's 31-25 right now. Only a 7-kill game instead of what was nearly a 15-kill game. So VWS is rallying back. Make no mistake about it.
Yeah, and Legit able to get a connection there with that shot there. Good stuff from Legit, as he's going to drop back and, of course, just continue to patrol around the sniper tower. But his teammates pushing up on BR. He actually are going to get cleaned up. That was going to be Goofy.
Now it's a 31-33 game right here. Amazing stuff from VWS right now. Legit anchoring the sniper tower with the sniper rifle, and now a 2-kill game. I can't say enough. VWS is back in the match.
But you know what, though? Legit needs to be careful. His teammates are on the complete opposite side of the map here. Legit could leave himself exposed. That could potentially
and looks like
lead to something.
2 players right now are top middle. If we just saw that, Nated and Nated and Mikwen just went top middle. It looks like all the team is bottom blue. Let's switch over quickly to one of the players on the STK side. They're all bottom blue right now and bottom green, all huddling down here. All 4 players are trapped right now. VWS has total map control. Nated with the sword at top blue. Legit with the sniper rifle at snipe. So Nated right now is behind enemy lines. He has the sword waiting for someone to lift. If we want to cycle through the STK roster right now, we have Ogre 2 right here, bottom glass. You can see all 4 players right here as that nade does come in, and they know they are all trapped down here. They need to stay alive. They're all in green. They have the lead. Golden Boy, this could go either way.
process of elimination at this point is really what it was. And so now that they know that they're trapped, I mean, this is not good. But at the same time, though, you know, and this is kind of...
Now Legit has moved over to top blue as well, if you want to show Legit very quickly. Now looking down with the sniper rifle, trying to get an angle on anyone who might be down low. We'll see if he can hit this shot. Now 34-31. Looks like one of the players of VWS did overextend themselves and challenged alone. So a 3-kill lead still for STK.
But I wanted to point that out, right? STK knows that they have the lead, so they can play this one slow and let VWS get anxious, and that could end up causing them.
Yeah, I tell you what, Golden Boy, we haven't seen something like this in a long time. Lockout and the structure of the map kind of lends itself to this. As kills now being exchanged, now 35-32. That means 2 kills were now traded, and we're still in the same situation. I tell you what, also, Golden Boy, worth noting, if VWS is able to continue to kill one player at a time, they'll actually force that bottom spawn every time. But now Ogre 2 might now be forced to spawn bottom. But it looks like finally STK has pushed out of the bottom of the map. Now 36-35. They're going to be pushing on Legit right now.
Yeah, Legit needs to be very careful here, and he's going to see if he can pick a player off as he jumps up on the ramp. But that's not going to be the case. Nate's flying in, though. That's actually coming from the bottom. They have gained the lead, and Legit is going to be able to secure the lead, making it 40-37 as the blue team are able to answer right back. Brilliant work here out of VWS to kind of play that one out and let STK make the mistake.
I can't believe it, Golden Boy. Let's switch over to the STK point of view one more time. Let's go to Ogre 2. All 4 players of STK trapped bottom green once again. They are trapped here. VWS displaying amazing map control right there as Legit hits that body shot, and STK is falling apart.
And now this is where VWS is going to thrive, because they know that they have them trapped in there. They have to push out. They have to make moves, because it keeps going like this. They are going to, this is going to be over.
And here comes the push. Ogre 2 now pushing with Hines. They clean up that kill now, 42-39. We'll see if they can clean up this kill. Legit has the shotgun, lands the shot. Hines with a nice job there, keeps his team in this match now, 44-41. We'll see if VWS can maintain this lead.
This is absolutely insane, Bravo. A 2-point lead, but STK have spawned on the sniper side of the map. Goofy's going to be in a world of hurt here if he's not careful.
Oh my goodness, somehow he stays alive. Amazing stuff from Goofy. VWS has 2 players under glass right now as the whole battle has shifted from blue now to sniper. NBR, Hines needs to stay alive. They can't give up these kills. They give away 2 now. Looks like it's 46-42.
Yeah, and it seems like World 2 actually just, he ended up getting cleaned up on that one. Ogre 2 had the sword. Not going to happen for him. Goofy with the shotgun, now with the sword in hand, looking over by BR3. See if he can find anybody. 47-44, 3 points left, and they're going to be able to win this game. But never mind, it's going to be a 2-point lead here, though, for VWS, which is very fragile at the late part of this game. You have to be careful. But Naden now, he's going to be pushing inside of the BR tower.
He just got the kill on Hines. That's huge. He's behind enemy line. Going to try to clean this up now. 49-45, only 1 kill left, and that's going to be it. VWS rallies back and wins game 2 as the crowd erupts. Amazing stuff here from VWS. They were down by 3 kills, trapped STK in the bottom green. And I tell you what, it just so happened that once VWS started rolling with map control, STK with a series of bad spawns, and they continued to spawn in the bottom of green tower twice over. VWS made no mistake about capitalizing on that opportunity. Amazing stuff from VWS. Now series tied 1-1.
It's like STK, when they got trapped the first time, you're thinking to yourself, like, okay, maybe someone's going to make a foolish play, make a mistake, and, you know, that could end up costing them. But no, that actually was not the case here.
And I got to say, even though Miquin actually pushed under glass and gave them another kill, giving them a 4-kill lead. However, VWS did not give up, and what I was worried about was if STK pushed out and got a few kills, they would get another green spawn, and that's exactly what happened. All 4 players need to push out of that area, otherwise they will have that proximity spawn and they will spawn near each other. So amazing stuff from VWS to win that game 2. We're now tied 1-1 heading into game 3, the finals of that series.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one, guys. King of the Hill on Warlord coming up next. Who's going to take it? Will STK be able to close this series out 2-1, or will VWS ride that momentum to a victory and potentially meet the winner of Straight Ribbon and TCM Gaming? Find out after this break.